So, episode 2. It's a theme episode. We're going to talk about Community, which is a show on NBC. It's currently in its 3rd season. And we're going to give it the must-watch stamp of approval. And there's going to be something there. Note to Josh and Nick. Okay, so Community centers around a community college called Greendale. And Josh, take it away.
It kind of reminds me of ECC a little bit. But
I wish.
Yeah, but then not really because, of course it's fictional.
Because it's a community college.
Yeah, it is a community
Obviously,
college.
that's...
And... it's kind of cheesy, like a community college should be.
And the thing about Community, when it first debuted, of course it was on NBC Thursday nights, so it debuted on the same night as The Office and Parks and Recreation, which I love both those shows, and I watch them every Thursday without fail. So when it debuted, I gave it, one episode. I usually give things 3 episodes, but in this case I didn't because it was... I don't know. Maybe
it kind of started off a little slow.
It did. I agree.
It had a rough start there, but damn, did it not get better.
And something I didn't realize about it because I didn't watch far enough along with it is that sometimes they have theme episodes. Sometimes you might realize, oh, we're in the middle of Goodfellas, or this is Pulp Fiction, or this is Star Wars, or this is a Jerry Bruckheimer film. It could be, they could be doing something like that.
And the show is really aware of itself too. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Like
when Abed might be like, "Oh, this is a bottle episode."
Yeah.
And
Gwynnifer, I can't go on my date tonight because we're doing a bottle episode.
Right.
Oh, did you notice? Of course, the bottle episode was where Annie loses her pen and all that shit.
Yeah. The monkey, Annie's boobs, steals the pen.
Did you see the monkey take the pen in the beginning of the episode?
I didn't. Did it have?
It's like really, really subtle. But right after the dean walks in, I forgot what Troy says. It pans to Troy.
I'm guessing it's a little off camera.
Yeah, you got Abed standing here, and you got Troy standing here, and off to the side, you can see the little monkey hand. Grab the pen, go away.
Something else happened like that. There's one episode, I think it's in the 3rd season. It's the one, there's an episode in the 3rd season there where Annie has that competition, and she's at the table, and it's a close-up on her as she has this drink, and with the straw, she just keeps shoving the straw, making that annoying sound as styrofoam cups do. And Troy, off camera, grabs her cup, takes it away from her, removes the lid, and gives it back. She has no idea what's going on. And they do things like that a lot, where they just do something subtle. They give you a good rewatchability factor. There's payback in it. It gives you a little something for, buying the DVD set or staying with the show.
Very, very, very high rewatchability. Something like Arrested Development was.
Yeah.
You always find something new in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I do anyway. And I watch it every day. I watch just random episodes every day. And especially the episodes, my favorite episodes, which I didn't know this until I read the AMA earlier. All my favorite episodes were written by Megan Gans. Did you see the AMA earlier?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She
wrote the bottle episode. That's one of my favorites.
The 2 documentary shows.
Mm-hmm. I like one of the documentary shows. One, Siffy, for me.
Which one?
The second one. I like the first one.
You didn't like the second one?
Yeah.
I thought Jim Rash deserved a freaking award for that performance. He got crazy. Nutty. I loved it.
Yeah, that's the one where he's trying to edit the advertisement for the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luis Guzman.
My favorite episode of Community, never mind, I'll come back to that because I lost my place, what I was going to say. Josh, take it away for a second.
Take it away, Joshua. We're going to edit out me singing, I hope.
Nope.
Fuck.
Anyway, fuck that. Here.
Oh, yeah, then Community is somewhat on hiatus right now. Fuck you, NBC. And I think they just announced that they were coming back. Definitely coming back for a season.
Definitely. I read that too. I was quite excited. Another great thing about Community is there's really great dialogue. And getting to know those 7 central characters, along the way, that helps you enjoy the comedy even more. Much like The Office or Parks and Rec, comedies like that where they're ensemble comedies. Once you get to know everybody in the group and you get to understand how all of them react and act with one another around, then you'll enjoy the show and the comedy of the show more.
Yeah, they've all of them got really great chemistry with each other. I mean, as a group as a whole and individually with each other. I can take or leave Shirley, I think.
I'm the same way. And you know what? A thing with Shirley, I was actually going to bring this up. This is my qualm with the show. When the show started, I really liked Shirley because she was kind of badass and a little ghetto, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And, she would set you straight really quick. And she had a lower pitch voice. And somewhere along the way, it's turned into this, woo, and she's become some crazy
that was perfect
Baptist lady. And I don't know. Every now and then, I like her, but I've grown to just not want her in the group anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I really liked her in the beginning. And
especially since she's ultra Christian now in the later episodes for some damn reason. I like how her and Britta mash up.
oh, yeah.
Especially when they were in the car and they had Jesus in the back seat. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Her name's Yvette Nicole Brown, and what I was going to say was I really like when she was on The Office. She was on The Office. She probably had 5 total minutes on it where Dwight went to work for Staples or Office Depot, whichever one he went to work for. And she was on there, and she had that line where she was like, I don't like him, his beady little eyes, or whatever, and it was great. Community has a lot of great lines, and once you get to know the characters, you'll really appreciate a line like when Pierce, played by Chevy Chase, when he says, I just had a dream where Jeff was a pompous ass. Also, Todd was there. It's like probably my favorite line ever in the show, since I've crammed them and watched them really quick. That there's such a great payoff with that when you get to know how Pierce and Jeff are back and forth together. It's really good.
I like how Todd was listening to the whole conversation there at the end.
Poor Todd.
Fucking Todd. Him and his damn turtle.
So, basically, we're trying to say watch Community. Give it a chance if you like cult movies or just film in general, because you'll really enjoy...
Yeah, if you're TV geeks like us and you watch a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows and you listen to a lot of music, they're always referencing something.
Yes.
Outside of their own show. It could be people, it could be, awesome movies, stuff like that. It always comes up in a conversation.
Yeah, for me, who's a huge Star Wars fan, I mean, there was one episode where it seemed like every other line was from the very first Star Wars film. So I was obviously in geek heaven there.
And then, Community is going to go on hiatus. We might not bring it back. And then everyone on the internet threw a shit fit. You had people on Twitter, myself included, were hashtagging Occupy NBC, Occupy Greendale, Save Community, blah, 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 stuff like that. And now I guess it worked because they're coming back.
The thing is, and here's what we're dealing with in this day and age of streaming and downloading, is it has to be really hard for these broadcast stations to figure out if they've got something good.
Yeah, because how do they count ratings now?
Yeah, I mean...
They still going by the Nielsen
boxes? How can
boxes?
Nielsen boxes even compare?
Have you ever heard of anybody in your life that's ever had one?
No, and you know what? I've filled out that questionnaire so many times. I'll get them like once a year, and I fill out the questionnaire. Yes, send me the Nielsen box. Yes, plug it in. Yes, I will do it. Because I feel like my demographic isn't being represented properly. I look at, like, when I get a magazine, I get Entertainment Weekly, and I look in the back, and I see what the numbers are, and I was like, how on earth are this many people watching Dancing with the Stars, yet Community's not even in the top 20, or The Office, or
Fuck Whitney,
or a lot of these shows? How is everybody watching Dancing with the Stars, every version of CSI?
Oh yeah.
And some shit called NCIS. I don't even know what the hell that is.
What's that even stand for?
I have no idea. But that's always... And I'm like, obviously, people just plug these TVs somewhere into their Nielsen boxes. They turn it on ABC and CBS and just friggin' leave it there.
And they're mapped out episodes, all of them.
Yeah.
They all go the same fucking way.
Who cares about Dancing with the Stars? Who cares who's going to be the next American Idol? There's like a zillion people watch this American Idol. And what happens? They sit there and they vote for him and oh yeah, my guy won. And guess what? Nobody buys his damn CD. Nobody.
A year later,
there are 200,000 CDs in a warehouse somewhere of that gray-haired dude that won in like season 2 or 3 or whatever. Taylor Hicks.
Oh, you remember his
Taylor
name?
Hicks.
You remember his name?
Because it's such a colossal failure because the guy showed no music. None. But people loved him enough to spend 50 cents or whatever it is once a week to call in and vote for this guy, but not enough to go buy his music. So they loved him enough to make his dreams come true, but then they crushed him down. Yeah.
America, you're an asshole.
Once again, we got to come back. How do you even calculate in this day and age?
I mean, you got people...
It boggles the mind.
You got people pirating the shows that it don't even get counted anywhere. You have people... Does Hulu Plus, or does Hulu count them and send them off to to the broadcasting companies? Or
See, I mean, that's a whole field of research. We're going to have to find out with Hulu and Netflix. I mean, something, right? There's got, or even like with the websites, like if you watch something on ABC.com,
yeah,
how does that work?
Does that even factor in?
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people who aren't going to, or in some instances, the DVR counts, but, or like somebody downloads a show off iTunes. How does that work? Maybe that's something we need to do some research on.
One central repository for all these damn stats that gets
Yeah.
sent off somewhere.
I just really find it hard to believe that every time Dancing with the Stars is on, it's number one. Why does anybody give a fuck? I don't know.
Those are D-rated celebrities, people. You didn't care about them before. You're not going to care about them now.
And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do an episode about reality TV because we're just going to go. That's going to be a special double issue. How are those so many people watching the Jersey Shore? I don't know, but let's get back to Community. We have an interesting dynamic going on in our podcasting studio here because we have me in the creaky chair and we have Josh looking
sober, by the way.
Sober Josh just clicking away on the internet. I can't even see what he's looking at, so it's interesting what's going on.
I would not look at what I'm looking at because it might change your life.
I think it's all scripted on his end. I think he's looking at a Word document.
Yes,
everything is scripted.
I am scripting out everything I am saying. And then,
despite how off the cuff it sounds, he's totally...
I'm just that good of an actor. Have you seen Tennessee Tuesday?
Have you seen this thing? Oh my God. You have to. Just YouTube. Click in Tennessee Tuesday. It's got to be the only Tennessee Tuesday.
The Irrefutable Legend of Tennessee Tuesday.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
That is my acting debut, and give me all your money.
Sure. Community, it's not your average sitcom. I don't even know. I mean, it is a situational comedy.
Right.
Yeah, there's a situation, but it's not like
2.5 Men.
Yeah, or what Whitney is these days, or like Three's
Whitney.
Three's Company used to be, where it's like, oh no,
this is a joke.
Yeah.
Here's our laugh track. You should laugh with it.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Like, here's a problem. How do we figure this out? Well, normal people would do this, but we got to drag this out for 19 more minutes. So it's not that kind of thing.
Was that an Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference right there? Because it sounded like it.
There's no possible way I could be making. Unless some of that seeped in that entire marathon.
I watched that show and I cannot believe how those fucking people can get into some of the stupidest shit. Anyway, we're not talking about that show. Okay, back on the subject of Community. What do you think about Professor Chang?
Professor Chang?
Mm-hmm.
Some episodes he's really strong. Other episodes, not necessary. He's really good in the episode where he's trying to stop Britta in her rebellion.
He was the security guard?
Yeah. But both the episodes I really like him in is when he's the security guard. And the whole arc where Shirley may or may not have his baby.
Oh, yeah.
And he's trying to show her that he can be a good father to her. That's a really good story arc, I think.
And that was, speaking of that arc, I don't know if you caught this reference or not. I just caught it the other day. Fucking Theo. Andre.
Oh, yeah, they said something about a sweater, didn't they?
Yeah. They were standing on the porch and he had this fucking goofy ass sweater on from the Cosby Show or whatever. Mm. Jeff goes outside. Hey, nice sweater. Thanks, my dad gave it to me.
Yep. Yeah, and there's another good thing like that, too, where Tyra Banks is mentioned. And Joe McHale makes this look or he does something to where he has this total disdain for her on the soup. So it would make sense that if she's brought up on Community. I haven't watched The Soup in a long time, but I remember like every week he had to say something about the Tyra Banks show. So
I haven't watched The Soup since it was hosted by fucking John Henson. Old Skunkhead. I remember that back in the day. Good shit.
And the thing I really liked about Joe McHale on The Soup was he would always introduce like one of the reality stars or the TV personalities with the same deal. Like with Kim Kardashian, he always say, and now we're on to Kim Kardashian, who's famous for having a big ass and a sex tape. And every time he talked about her,
famous
he said
is the word we should be using loosely for those two things. I wonder if I make a sex tape, if I will get famous.
Well, your family has to have money first. That's the thing with it. Your family has to have money, and it has to be dimly lit or night vision.
Yes, that way you can see the veins in my tits.
That's hot. Paris Hilton reference. Okay, so let's wrap this one up.
All right. So yeah, this week we're watching Community. Next week I think we're going to talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about Justified next week. Okay. It'll be on by then.
Yeah, we'll try to talk about Justified, and of course maybe cover some other things that's come back.
Oh, Raylan Givens.
I got a good show ender for this one. First favorite character on Community, And least favorite character, go Josh.
The character that I love the most on Community, it's gonna have to be Abed, I think.
Abed, interesting choice.
Yeah,
Mine would be Jeff. I really like Jeff. I know, blah blah blah, cliche. He's the star or whatever, but
yeah, well,
I really like it. I really like his character. Everybody on the show has this kind of a different kind of relationship with him, but they all look up to the character, and it's interesting. And your least favorite?
We've already discussed that.
Shirley.
Yeah.
It's the same with me, Shirley. Anyway, that's our community, our special
name.
community episode filled with lots of fanfare and send-ups, and we're glad the show's going to stay on the air.
Has a huge cult following. Huge.
I think it's getting more. I think a lot of people are hearing getting the word and seeing the tweets and things like that, and I think it's going to pick up some steam when it comes back. I would not be surprised to see it in the top 20 regardless of whatever reality game show or investigative CBS nonsense is on at the time. I would not be surprised to see it in top 20 when it comes back.
Yeah, of the episodes that Megan Gans wrote, Gans, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but
Megan G.
Of the episodes that she's written, she says she wrote season 3, episode 17. They just filmed it, actually. And she says if she wasn't a writer and she had no affiliation with the show, but she was just a fan like we are, she said that would be her favorite show. And things are going to happen when they come back. Oh, and she said there is definitely going to be a battle of some sorts.
And a thing with her, because I read some of the article you're talking about, a thing with her is she said she doesn't try, when she's writing, she doesn't try to play to the audience. Or any audience for that matter. She writes what she thinks is funny. That was her advice for aspiring writers. Write what you think is funny.
Exactly.
Which I think is important, because I think sometimes we get all this TV thrown at us where they're just thinking we're going to think that's funny, Whitney. And we
Fuck Whitney.
You know, sometimes with that you're going to get a laugh or two, but it's not going to be anything meaningful. That's a pass the time show. Maybe we can do a whole episode about shit we don't watch.
If the show has a laugh track, don't watch it.
Right. Or the audience has a laugh sign.
Yeah.
You might be filmed in front of a live studio audience, but they're not that alive.
When you're being told to laugh, that show is trying to say you're an idiot.
It's like when you're watching stand-up by
Martin Lawrence.
It's like Martin Lawrence. That's a
Dane
good one.
Cook.
I like Dane. I can't say
I liked
Dane.
him in Louis.
Let's say Martin Lawrence. It's like when you're watching his stand-up on TV. It's because there's 2,000 people there watching it, and the laughter is contagious. You know, it's not that every single person thinks he's insanely funny. And that's what happens with shows like Whitney or 2.5 Men. It's a contagious laughter, and maybe they might do a little copy and paste and the laughs from the audience 2 or 3 times where it sounds like, 6,000 people are laughing and not 20.
Yeah.
Which is probably the case. So, Community,
all right,
4
let's
thumbs
wrap
up.
this bitch up.
And that's episode 2, folks. Thanks for listening.
See ya, fuckers.